Our next speaker is Sonny Wong, who is the president and CEO of Artspoints. And Artspoints is something I really want to hear about. It is a national points program, Canada-wide loyalty program where users earn points at retail stores and then redeem points to attend performing arts presentations. So a way to encourage good behavior relative to retailers that are associated with performing arts organizations, earning points and then converting those points for performing arts activities. I'm really curious about this. I'll have lots of questions. Let's welcome Sonny Wong. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. It's a real pleasure to be here amongst all you arts people. I'm just a marketer, so I'm a little intimidated, and that's really how I see Artspoints Rewards. I'm a marketer, but I'm passionate about the arts. And I think we've come up with a unique proposition that really can be quite transformative on the arts in terms of audience development, marketing, and I think most importantly, revenues as well. So quite simply, Artspoints is a loyalty program that supports the arts. Now, before I take this much further, I just want to raise of hands. How many of you belong to a loyalty program? Yeah, many of you do. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about what we're doing is how easy and accessible it is. People know exactly how it works. And that's exactly how this program works. You sign up for a card, use it at participating merchants when you shop, earn points, redeem it for the empty seats of the arts. It's that simple. But the simplicity of it is belies the fact that the innovation is how it's applied to the arts in Canada, or North America for that matter. I'm often asked, how did the idea for Artspoints come about to a marketing guy? Well, believe it or not, the idea for Artspoints has been around for about a dozen years. We've only been able to act on it in the last year and a half because there came a point in time when we said, we need to blank or get off the pot and make this thing happen, or else just let it go on forever and not do anything about it. 12 years ago, I was organizing the largest internet conference in Western Canada when the internet bubble was going really strong. And a woman who's now on our advisory board, Nini Barrett, came up to me and said, this is such a great conference, but I have a challenge for you. How do you combine technology and the arts? And I just went, wow, that's a brain cramp if anything, because technology, the arts, seemingly at the time, two very disparate things. And it occurred to me that perhaps technology is not going to play a role in the arts until the arts can solve two things. One, money. The arts are always looking for money. Not that they're not good at doing what they do. They're very good at what they do, but perhaps the financial piece comes a little bit later. And we know in recent years there's been declining participation from foundations and governments and corporations. So money is always a really important issue that the arts are grappling with. Second thing, audience development. We know in the work that we do with our arts partners that some of them have empty houses as high as 50%. And of course, we know that opera is doing quite well in comparison, but some organizations have quite a few empty seats available. So we said, until the arts can solve those two problems, perhaps technology can't quite play a role right now. And I just let that noodle around in the back of my head and realized that, well, what do the arts have that we can turn into revenue? And it sort of hit me like a ton of bricks one day when we said, oh my God, the arts have empty seats. So what if we took those empty seats and aggregated the arts in Canada into a program called a loyalty program and do something exactly the way the airlines did in the 70s and 80s when they were flying around with half-empty planes. So instead of going to one organization, we went to as many as we can, starting in Vancouver and going right across the country. And basically what we said was, hey, give us your empty seats, because this is the program that can be absolutely meaningful to you in driving audiences and actually in driving revenue back to you as well. So those of you who belong to loyalty programs know how they work. You may not know how it works in the background. I'm going to tell you about that in a second. So at the core, what Artspoints is, it's an audience development program that fills empty seats, attracts new audiences, and drives incremental revenue as well. So this is not a program that the arts participate in and where your empty seats are provided for free, they're provided at a rate that you deem appropriate at any one point in time. Artspoints Rewards is a social enterprise. That's how we feel about ourselves. It is a private corporation, but we feel we're here to support the arts, and therefore our mandate is social enterprise. Interestingly, as part of that social enterprise, fully a third of our revenues will go to the arts at any one point in time. So it's a model that we feel is transformative, it's innovative, but it takes tried and true methods from marketing to create something that perhaps the arts up onto their own are not able to achieve. At the core of what we do is very simple, because we do one thing. Is that 10 minutes left? Good. We deal in points. So when you think about what a point is, it's something that's transparent, it's something that is easily manufactured, but it's something that's really quite motivating to people as well if you do collect points. Look at the airlines, for example. Their greatest customers have lots of points. They use those points, and it becomes something that they build on in terms of audience development and audience base as well. So let's look at some very simple stats right now. 63% of customers are more likely to continue doing business with a company where they can earn points. 78% shop strategically. In other words, they will go to locations where they where they can earn points versus locations where they cannot earn points. And the last one is actually the most shocking to me. More than a third of people will actually inconvenience themselves, drive past a store that's closer to them to a location where they can earn points. There are lots of examples of how points can drive behavior, and these are just 3 examples of that. A recent one that I can tell you about was a federal government health agency normally collects research, statistics over a period of time, and in order to do that, they send out surveys. It usually takes them about a year to generate 300,000 surveys. Last year, they did something unique. They said to their participants, hey, if you sign up, if you complete the survey in the next 30 days, we're going to give you, are you ready for this? 20 Air Miles points. Air Miles is another program in Canada. They were able to fully subscribe their survey requirements in 1/3 of the time that it would normally take them, just by offering 20 airline points. Very inexpensive, but you can see the efficiency that actually creates as well. A program like ours really needs 3 constituent bases to be successful. Arts, merchants, and members. The arts in this case are our redemption partners. I mentioned earlier this whole aspect about empty seats. Well, that's what we've asked our arts partners for, their empty seats. So these are the redemption opportunities that are provided to us. Merchants are corporations, retailers, for example, who are willing to offer points when you shop with them. So why would a merchant do that? Well, it's because they want this third entity. They want the members that we have. Who goes to the arts? They're educated, affluent, and sophisticated customers. So in one program, they're able to reach the most premium demographic probably in North America. And I would think any merchant would be interested in that. So the way this works, as a card holder, you know exactly how this works. Behind the scenes is what makes it really interesting, because when a member shops with a merchant, well, guess what? The merchant actually pays for the points that you receive. So if you went to Home Depot, for example, and you spent $100 with them and you received 100 points, Home Depot actually pays into Artspoints Rewards the currency value of the points that you received. And that's what pays for your empty seats when the member comes time to redeem their points for an empty seat, for any number of the participating arts organizations that are part of our program. So therein lies an operating model that simply through its operations provides a pool of funds that can be used to drive revenue for the arts, and simultaneously, when those points are redeemed, they actually come to your venue. So encouraging the new audiences to be part of the program. And for those that are already in the arts, well, it's a reward for them. It says that, because you participate in the arts, you have the opportunity to actually earn more rewards, and perhaps use it to go to the symphony if you're already an opera goer. We started the program, the idea was 12 years ago. We actually only started about a year and a half ago. We have not launched to the public yet, so we're developing our network right now. I'm happy to say that in a fairly short period of time, we've attracted 140 arts groups from across Canada who are participants in our program, including some wonderful operas, the Vancouver Opera, Pacific Opera Victoria, Edmonton Opera, and if there are any other Canadian operas, you can come talk to me after. We believe that in Canada, we should be able to generate about in excess of 3 million members. And that is because when we compare it to other organizations and other loyalty programs, that is a number that is very accessible. The most successful loyalty program in Canada has 11 million members. So 3 million is very easy to obtain. So our current priority right now is developing strategic partners, developing merchants, and corporate sponsors as well. But we also said, corporations are difficult. They're all circling the wagon. They love what we're doing. A couple of them have jumped in, but we actually need more. So we said, let's do something that's unique. Let's look at developing the entire arts organization base that we have, the 140 arts organization, and let's have them act as merchants. So we've partnered with the Alliance for Arts and Culture in Vancouver, a service organization, and we're developing a program that we call the Arts Market Development Program, where the arts organizations can participate and give out points. And what that means is if somebody goes to the opera, buys 2 tickets, pays $200, they will also earn 200 points. So we're putting that together right now, which presents a tremendous opportunity because it allows us to move very quickly. But it's a really great news story attached to that as well, because it means that the arts are helping the arts. You've often heard stories people say, well, you know what? The arts should only survive if they're able to pay for themselves. Well, this is a great example of the arts supporting themselves, and we believe that that will be compelling in the marketplace. What we're doing really is also creating a national community of arts goers. When people join our program, they will all develop a profile, so we'll know whether they're opera lovers or symphony or dance and what have you. So we can use specific segmentation techniques to target these individuals, and they're all pulled together through a national program. But the relevance of it is very local as well, because we all live in our local communities. So local application, but if you're traveling to another city where Artspoints where organizations are part of the Artspoints program, then you could go to those organizations and redeem your seats and or earn points as well. Attracting new audiences is really important because young people are very accustomed to how these programs work, so therein lies the piece for younger audiences, but really allows us to develop new audiences too, because if you look at, I sort of see audience development as a pipeline. You've got a really big bulge right now, but who's coming into the pipeline? Well, Artspoints is a program that allows a really accessible way for people to experience the arts in a way that they may not have experienced before. So as a national marketing platform for the arts, it's really quite compelling because even with 140 partners that we have right now, we probably have the best database of arts product in Canada. Well, what does that mean? It means that people are coming to our site, learning what they can redeem for, but allows us to do other things as well, develop media opportunities, develop an entire media platform, and to become a hub for the arts in Canada to learn about what's going on, for us to aggregate content from media sources, for us to even develop our own journalistic ability to write previews of organizations, art performances that are going on, to really begin to populate the consciousness of the arts in the Canadian population as well. I think fundamentally, it's filling your empty seats and paying you for it. Because what happens in terms of paying you for it is you get to set the price that you want for your seats. So let's say you want $20 for your seat. Well, that means, in our parlance, about 2,000 points that need to be redeemed to get that seat. So it's attracting those kinds of audiences, and I think, of course, paying you for it. So if you find that you have a lot of demand on the seats, you can actually increase the price. If you're getting less demand for it, you can actually decrease the price, but it's not expressed in dollars. So there's no sense that you're papering the house. It's expressed in points. And people, if they're redeeming 2,000 points. Well, notionally, they spent $2,000 to get those 2,000 points. So it really creates value for the arts that you haven't seen before. Data analytics. If you are on social media, on Facebook, for example, you see a little column on the right, and typically, surprisingly, it's populated with ads of companies and services that you're interested in. Well, that's the same idea here. Data is probably the most powerful thing that we will offer to our arts stakeholders because it allows the ability to inform management decisions, marketing decisions, and even artistic decisions through the data that we glean from card member usage. And oftentimes what we'll find is that it'll surprise you what you learn from the data that's available through our program as well. So finally, it's a program that allows sustainability of the arts in a way that we haven't seen before. You know, you may have heard a lot about sustainability these days, economic, social, and environmental. We're the social piece. So that's our presentation. Thank you. Thank you.
A couple of questions?
Sure.
Thank you. So have you begun to recruit members yet into the program?
We have not begun to recruit members, but over 2,000 people have found our website and have signed up as members for a card already.
Does it cost anything to become a member?
There's no cost for individuals to become a member. For the arts to become redemption partners, there's no cost either.
So the only cost is borne by the business partner who is paying something for being in the program?
That's correct.
Great. Well, we look forward to seeing how it unfolds. It has prompted a lot of thinking on our part, and I wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you.
For it. Thanks so much.